Live with the first Locked on Buckeyes postcast of 2022, and Ohio State gave us a fun game to talk about as the Buckeyes blow out the Spartans 49-20. Michigan State didn't stand a chance. We got two positive reactions and one negative thing that stood out to me in this game as the Buckeyes blow out the Spartans. This is the first Locked on Buckeyes postcast of the season. Let's go.
You are Locked on Buckeyes, your daily podcast on the Ohio State Buckeyes. Part of the Locked on Podcast Network, your team every day.
The first Locked on Buckeyes postcast could not come after a more interesting game to talk about as your Ohio State Buckeyes they blow out the Michigan State Spartans 49-20. This is Locked on Buckeyes, and I am your host, Jay Stevens. In our postcast, which will be three quick reactions from things we witnessed during the most recent game. This one, a blowout. A 29-point win for the Buckeyes as they beat the Spartans 49-20. I got two positive reactions and one negative thing that stood out to me in this game. The Buckeyes in this game, we all knew coming into it, the offense, we knew what it could be. We know what it can be. But as the availability report came out late Saturday morning, there were some notable names there that kind of stood out to me. And it made me wonder and question, what would we see from Ohio State in this game? No Jackson Smith-Njigba, that was kind of expected. We all knew and thought that he might not play in this game, the bye week next week. My thought is he'll be on a somewhat of a pitch count against Iowa, and then it'll be full go for the game against Penn State, where they might need him to win. Even if they don't, Fleming, Egbuka, and Harrison Jr. can get the job done. No Miyan Williams. That's another thing that stood out to me. After he had a career day a week ago, I thought, hey, Miyan Williams would come back and be a phenomenal piece of the pie in this game. No Miyan Williams. Trevion Henderson was absent on the availability report, so I was like, okay, great. Like, Trevion is going to be the starting running back. Let's see how things go. 49 points. The Buckeyes offense was rolling. They had over 600 yards of total offense, 377 through the air, just shy of 250 on the ground with 237. And Stroud and company showed the country once again why Ohio State has the best offense in the country. As weird as it was at time to watch this game, and it seemed like the game was never going to end. As I looked at my watch at the end of it, the game went about the normal length, the average length of a college football game. So the game did feel a little weird. These mid-afternoon kickoffs, they are a little odd to me at times because you get to do stuff in the morning, then you have to wait a little bit for a game. A night game, you all know the anticipation all day for that. But this game, the offense said, hey, no matter how this field is, we are here to get a job done. Get a job done is what was had. Stroud had 361 passing yards, 5 incompletions, 6 touchdowns, 81% completion percentage. Think about how many quarterbacks can do that in college football. There was a game earlier this year where Stroud had 5 incompletions and 5 touchdowns. This game, he had more touchdowns than incompletions. He is a man on a mission trying to hold up the Heisman Trophy at the end of the year. Remember Trevion Henderson, how I said that he was going to be the featured back in this game, and he was? 19 carries, 118 rushing yards, an average of 6.2 yards a pop. And the most amazing thing I witnessed from him is the one thing people criticize him of was what we saw, vision, patience in the backfield. We got to see Trevion Henderson be a very patient runner. We got to see him utilize his vision. We got to see Trevion Henderson do the things that he can do, that he needs to do consistently at Ohio State. We got to get a glimpse of that today. Also, what else did we witness? That Stroud was not focusing on just a few receivers. And there were times this season, there was a game recently, only 4 receivers caught a pass. 3 receivers, and I believe it was Stover. And that was like, hey, how about you pass the ball around? How about you get some more guys involved? You had the best weapons in the country as a collective unit. Utilize all of them. Well, today, Harrison Jr. had 7 catches. Egbuka had 5. Fleming had 4. G. Scott Jr. got into the mix. He had his first touchdown of his career. Ballard got a catch. Henderson got a catch. Stocksdale got a catch, number 87. Stover had 3. Stroud realized, I got all these weapons. No matter what Michigan State's going to roll at me and they're going to have their miscommunication issues on the field, I can get the ball to all of these guys. Marvin Harrison Jr. ended up breaking a record at Ohio State where he had of having 3 touchdowns in 3 separate games. He had 3 passing touchdowns in the Rose Bowl last year. He had 3 passing touchdowns against Arkansas State, and he had 3 today against the Michigan State Spartans. Let me tell you, I'm watching this game just like you. And when he caught that pass on the left side, the front of the left side of the end zone, where he basically had to go all the way down, looked like to his ankles for dramatic effect, more so down to his knee. He stretched down and got that ball, and then he just walked around like it was normal. Well, my reaction was not like that thing was normal. I kind of got a little animated and said something I'm not going to say here on the podcast because there might be kids watching or listening, trying to keep this kid friendly. Hey, he's amazing. And I'm seeing your comments. Keep the comments coming in. Marvin Harrison Jr., a part of this offense. Egbuka continues to do some amazing things as well. I mean, he led the way, 7 receptions. Harrison had 7. Egbuka had 5. Both of them had over 100 passing yards in this game. 4 touchdowns combined. The Buckeyes remind the world against Michigan State that they have the best offense in the country. 2 more things that stood out. One of them is positive. One of them is a big problem. We're going to keep rolling going with the first Locked on Buckeyes postcast of 2022. This episode is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy, the easiest place to spice up your college football season. There's an emphasis on easy because Underdog makes it easy for you to get started and easy to play while you are watching your favorite team play. It's so easy that it doesn't take very long to sign up, and Underdog is available in over 30 states. Just pick between 2 and 5 players across any team, not just the Ohio State Buckeyes, but across any team, and decide if they will finish higher or lower. You can pick stats. Do you think so-and-so will have over 200 passing yards or under? You decide what you think, put it in, and Underdog Fantasy allows you to easily play a game that'll help you win some money. It is one of the easiest games, fantasies you can play out there, and you can win cold, hard cash in a single game. Sign up with the promo code Locked On. That's one word, LOCKEDON, and Underdog will double your first deposit up to $100. Deposit $100, get $100 free. Go to UnderdogFantasy.com or find the Underdog Fantasy app in the App Store or even the Google Play Store. It's wherever you want to find it. That's Underdog Fantasy. Promo code Locked On. Once again, that is one word. Get in on the college football pick'em action today. One observation down. There are 2 more to go. Ohio State's defense continues to be possibly the biggest story of the team. As big as Stroud's play has been this year, as big as explosive as Harrison Jr. is, as good as Egbuka is with the pass routes and getting the yak yardage, the defense to me is possibly the biggest story of the year. I went back, looked at some stats here quickly. Just defense over the season. How many yards have they given up? Yards per carry, yards per carry, yards per play, and compared them to this game. So against Notre Dame, Ohio State gave up 253 yards as a defense. They've given up over 300 yards once, and that was against Toledo, where the quarterback might be the best quarterback. Peyton Thorne's good. But Toledo's quarterback was a little electric, and he gave Ohio State some fits at times. Last week, a week ago against Rutgers, the Buckeyes held their first opponent under 200 yards. Rutgers, the Scarlet Knights, only had 187 yards in that game. And in this game, the Spartans barely got over 200 yards as a team, 202 yards. They had 195 passing yards. Yes, only 7 rushing yards total in this game for the Spartans. The Buckeyes defense continues to be the biggest story of the team. Yes, I know that Stroud will get the clicks. I know Henderson is who the coaches love. I understand Harrison Jr. and Egbuka, I want to call them, they might do some sexy things on the field, or they might make you say, ooh, or ah. But when it comes down to it, this defense is literally something that is the biggest story. And going into it, it had the most question marks. But what we're quickly finding, this defense is elite. Yeah, you can look at the stats. Eichenberg led the way with tackles. He had 8. Ronnie Hickman had 5. Denzel Burke had 3. Ransom had 3 tackles. Yes. And also, Michigan State didn't have many plays as either. So that kind of derailed how often they could, how many tackles the team could get. But this defense, man, they're good. They're efficient. Even when you don't start Mike Hall up front, you start Jerron Cage and Teron Vincent. Zach Harrison's playing better. Eichenberg and Still Chambers are the guys you want. You're getting good play. Denzel Burke really wasn't a liability today, which was a good thing. Lathan Ransom, I believe he got the start. I didn't see Josh Proctor on the field until late. This defense keeps getting better. And as you want a dominant defense, and you know going into it, you're going to slow down the offensive attack and make them have to rely on passing the ball. Well, you do that very thing. And when Peyton Thorne doesn't go for over 150 passing yards, you are doing your job. These are quick reactions to what we witnessed today in the Buckeyes' 29-point blowout victory over the Spartans. And this defense, watch out. A bye week, they're going to get healthier, learn more about what they can do. Iowa the week after. The toughest test of the season is Penn State, Halloween weekend. Is that going to be a spooky matchup in Happy Valley? We'll have to wait and see. But I think the Buckeye defense is ready for a matchup like that. However, I don't know if these corners are ready for what's going to come in that game. Yeah, Sean Clifford's not the best quarterback in the world, but the one problem I see is that these corners, when it comes to, hey, positioning in one-on-one matchups, in one-on-one coverage, mano-a-mano, I got you, you got me, like we're on the playground, on the street playing, just pick up football. Hey, we don't care about no zone, none of that stuff. No, it's man-to-man. And the Buckeyes, when the ball's in the air, they can't hide, they can't spot the ball, they can't do the normal things. And all of a sudden, I'm sitting here wondering, is this going to continue? Cam Brown got picked on. If you want to look at the stats here quickly, as they tell a picture, but not the total picture, Jaden Reed. We all knew Jaden Reed and Peyton Thorne had a special connection. Jaden Reed had 4 catches, 67 receiving yards. He had a touchdown. And I don't remember if every catch was on Cam Brown, but I know Cam Brown got beat 4 times? 3, maybe 4 times in this game. And I want to say the 4th time he ended up getting benched. Something needs to change. Because I know if you have a good quarterback and that good quarterback knows how to exploit the holes of the team, and Cam Brown and Denzel Burke, if there is a game where they are liabilities, buddy, that's a problem. And so I understand all the things that go into Ohio State defense being better, the front 6 being better. I get all of that. But wait till they play a good quarterback. And if Sean Clifford's been around a while, I'm going to get to that comment here in a second before we close up shop. If Sean Clifford's been around a while, he's seen a lot of football. The one thing Sean Clifford can do is possibly exploit the issues that Ohio State's defense has. So as great as things have been, as great as this team can be, as they have 3 goals, beat the team up north, the game, Thanksgiving weekend, that should be a win. Win the Big Ten championship should be a win. And then to win the national championship. Well, all 3 goals might not be accomplished if these corners don't fix things. And it's not just the starter Cam Brown. Jair Brown came in. Somebody was asking, should Jair Brown go in and Denzel Burke be benched? I'm not saying Jair Brown's ready, but from what I saw today, he needs to work on the fundamentals just like Cam Brown does. Why am I getting so worked about the defensive issue that everybody sees? Is because that's an issue that can get in your way and disrupt you from winning and meeting the goals that you have set prior to every single season. The Buckeyes win 49-20. First postcast of the season is complete. Still got to finish this comment quickly and then close up shop. The commenter says, let McCord throw the ball. Now, I understand the thought of McCord throwing the ball, and I wanted to hit this comment before closing. It went a little bit longer, but Buckeye football. Y'all understand. So let McCord throw the ball when he's in the game. That's really interesting, and I thought maybe Day would do that. But Ryan Day also knows there's a sportsmanship and a gamesmanship. If you're up by 20, 30 points and your backups come in, you don't want to really show up everybody. But there's a fine line between moving the ball and giving these guys reps and then not humiliating the other team. So I would like to see McCourt throw the ball, just like you. I would love to see Devin Brown throw the ball. Let these guys get live game reps. But there's a line that Ryan Day is crossing where he wants to move the ball, move it quickly, and not allow things to get crazy. So I get it. I would like to see those guys get more reps, but I understand why Ryan Day is not letting them right now throw the ball when they're on the field. First postcast of the season is complete. If McCoy gets on the field next time, I would love to see him throw the ball, but there's certain things you don't do in blowouts, and allowing your backup quarterback to sling the ball all over the field is one of them. You can follow me on Twitter. It's right here on YouTube. Follow me at jstevens07. Follow me on Twitter there. Send your emails, jstevens317@gmail.com. We're out of here. First postcast of the season. No postcast next week. There's no game next week. We'll be back at the conclusion of the Iowa game with 3 observations I have after the Buckeyes probably humiliate the Hawkeyes of Iowa. Out of here for the day. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday night.